It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. We are in the middle of our middle school competition, and let's meet our schools right now. First, from Ernest Just Middle School, would you please say hello to our first contestant, Kayla Johnson, Marlon Campbell, and Ashley Drarica. And from Walker Mill Middle School, would you please welcome Demisha Edwards, Grant Rice, and Alexis Long. And now, here are the categories of questions we use on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to the difficulty of the questions. The easier questions are on the left, worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. There is never a penalty for an incorrect answer. At the end of the 2 rounds, one of these 2 great teams will come back to play Benjamin Tasker for the chance to become the first of our 4 middle school semifinalists. Let's go over and make sure everything's working properly. Let's go first to Ernest Just. Marlon, would you try your buzzer for me? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Kayla, and to Ashley. And to the green team, Grant, would you try yours? All right, young man, good luck to you. Everything seems to be working. And to Alexis and to Demisha. Are you guys ready to play? Yes. Let's do this. You've won already because your school sent you here as ambassadors, so you should feel good about yourselves. We go alphabetically, E before W. So, Marlon, let's play the bowl. Give me a category and a number, please.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, people who are especially good at growing green things are said to have a green what? A green what, Walker Mill?
Thumb.
Thumb, that's right. Some of us have it, some of us don't. Go, green.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, some animal rights groups were all upset when President Obama swatted and killed one of these during a recent interview. Ernest Just.
A fly.
He killed that fly. Boy, you thought it killed something huge, the outcry that came from that. Good answer. Good. Red, go.
We'll take Science Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, botanist Luther Burbank's most famous book was called Lucky Spud. It was all about his experiments with the russet variety of what vegetable? What vegetable, Grant?
Potatoes.
Potato. That's right. The russet potato. The Burbank potato. All right, every time you eat a French fry, thank Luther Burbank. Green, go.
Let's get physical for 10.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, kids can get and give diarrhea in swimming pools because the bacterium on human feces that causes it can live in a pool for 10 days, even if it's been treated, the water, with what? Walker Mill.
Chlorine.
Chlorine. Even chlorinated water cannot kill that diarrhea bacterium. Makes you wonder, do I really want to go back in that swimming pool? Go green.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, one sign of good health is having a complete set of these, normally numbering about 32. All right, Walker Mill, what do you think?
Teeth.
That's right. If you got a whole set of choppers, the doctor says you must be doing something right. You're off to a fast start over there, Walker Mill. 90 points. Ernest Just, 55. Come on. Marlon, Ashley, and Kayla, let's jump in here. Grant, pick another.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, the headline in the New York Post read, Hog Wild. All about a story about what that is sweeping this country. What disease, Ernest Just?
Swine flu.
Swine flu. Hog wild. Absolutely right. We hope that prediction is false. Red, go.
We'll take science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for 20 points. Teams, down in Louisiana, they have noticed recently dolphins, pink dolphins swimming in the Mississippi River. Those are albino dolphins. So the question is, if they're albino, why do they appear pink? Give me a reasonable hypothesis. Ernest Just.
Because they have no pigment.
But why would they appear pink? The question is, why do they appear pink?
Because of the sunlight.
How so?
Because it affects their skin cells.
In what way?
It magnifies them and makes it change their color.
No. Good try. Very good try. Walker Mill, these pink dolphins, these albino dolphins that they've discovered in the Mississippi down in Louisiana, appear pink. Why so? Give me a reasonable hypothesis, Grant.
They have no pigment. They have no pigment in their skin.
Well, that goes with being an albino. Why are they appearing pink?
Because that's the color of their flesh.
No. The guessing right now is that you're seeing the capillaries through the skin, or that they're sunburned, or that they've eaten something that is causing their skin to turn pink. Those are reasonable guesses. Try again, Red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, the craters on this smallest of planets are named for Rembrandt and other creative artists. Marlon.
Pluto.
Not Pluto. Walker Mill.
Mercury.
Mercury. If you remember, Pluto has been sent back to the back of the room. It is no longer a planet. Go green.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, elderly people are being advised to take adequate amounts of this vitamin in order to prevent bone fractures. Ernest Just, what vitamin?
Aspirin.
What vitamin?
Calcium.
Not calcium, no. What vitamin are old people advised to take adequate amounts of to prevent bone fractures? What do you think, Walker Mill?
Vitamin C.
Not vitamin C, that's a good guess. Vitamin D, what you get from the sun and from milk and other kinds of dairy products. No points that time. Choose again, Grant.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, the largest cat in America has the same name as a model of a Mercury car and an older woman who dates a younger man. Ernest Just.
A cheetah.
Not a cheetah. Walker Mill, can you tell me the name? It's America's largest cat. The name is the same name as a model of a Mercury car, and according to what we hear today, older women who date younger men. What do you think? It's a cougar. A cougar. All right, try again. Oh, the buzzer has rung. That means we've run out of time for this first round. Our score at this juncture is Ernest Just 60, Walker Mill 95. We'll be back with more Science Bowl. Just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Hope you're enjoying this middle school matchup here. Our score at this juncture, Walker Mill 95, Ernest Just 60. Before we ask any more questions, let's introduce you to our 6 scholars today, find out a little bit more about them. Kayla and Marlon and Ashley from Ernest Just. Marlon, tell us about Ernest Just. It's a relatively new school, is it not?
Yes, to this, yes.
And you're wearing your school uniform. The mascot is the eagle, and we can see that on the breastplate there of your maroon shirts. You all look really sharp today. And Marlon, who is the principal at your school?
Mr. Carter.
All right, and I know he's out there rooting for you. And the sponsor of your team was not able to make it today, but who brought you today?
Miss Nelson.
Miss Nelson. We appreciate that, Miss Nelson. Any alternates on your team?
Yes, Dwayne.
Dwayne, and we'll bring Dwayne out a little bit later so you can meet him. Marlon, tell me what you like best about Ernest Just. What makes it a great school?
The thing I like about Ernest Just the best is the new friends I make there. And it's just the different flow of the school day, like switching between classes.
It's a whole different experience.
More responsibility. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, responsibility, that's a key word there. And making new friends, networking is so important in life, and I'm glad you touched on that. And someday you'd like to be an astronomer, you told me, right?
Yes.
Well, you're a very serious-minded young man, and you're doing a nice job here today. You've been here on Science Bowl before, have you not?
Yes, but not as a player.
Not as a player, just as an alternate, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Nice to have you on set. Ashley, you've been here before, haven't you?
Yep, I've been here for Phyllis C. Williams last year.
Yes, and now here you are with Ernest Just at the middle school level. Ashley, you have all kinds of wristbands on. You're a very fashionable young lady, and you would like to be a fashion designer, among many other things, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are some of your other interests?
I watch cartoons a lot, even though I'm 12 years old. I watch a lot of kid cartoons too. So I like watching things and just drawing them. So I want to be a cartoonist.
Uh-huh.
And hopefully that's good. I also want to be an abstract artist, an author, and an actress.
You're a very creative young lady. And watching cartoons at your age is no sin. I confess, I'm a SpongeBob addict, okay? Kayla, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know we talked earlier, you want to go to Harvard someday, don't you?
Yes.
What would you do? What would you study when you got there?
Well, when I arrive at Harvard, I would like to major in entertainment law.
Entertainment law, wow. So Hollywood, the lure of Hollywood, you'd like to be out there, and there's a lot of work to be had as well. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to read a lot. I'm addicted to my laptop.
Aha.
And I like to cook and hang out with friends.
And we asked her earlier if we stopped by her house for a meal since she cooks what her specialty was, and you told us?
Lasagna.
Lasagna. We're going to be there. We're going to be there. All right, expect us. Nice to have you here, Kayla. Walker Mill, nice to have you guys here with your matching white shirts over there, the Panthers of Walker Mill. Grant, tell me who your principal is.
Our principal is Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown. I know he's here today. We're going to bring him out a little bit later. And who's the sponsor of your team? Miss Cotton? I know she wasn't able to make it today. Did you have any alternates on your team?
We have one, Isaiah Burrows.
All right, and we'll bring him out too. Grant, you were here before with Henry Ferguson. Yes. So you've got some experience. Nice to have you back. And someday you aspire to invent something, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can invent something like the Segway, that Dean Kamen, that kind of took over the world. One good invention and you're set for life. But something tells me you're a very creative young man. Alexis, nice to have you here. Pediatrician someday, right?
Yep.
Yep. And tell me, have you been here before?
No, this is my first time.
This is your very, very first time. What grade are you in, Alexis?
I'm in 7th grade.
You're in 7th grade. And what do you do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I practice my clarinet, and I eat a lot.
You don't look like you eat all that much. What's your favorite kind of food?
Hawaiian pizza.
Oh, we were talking about that. And I told you, California Pizza Kitchen. Can't go wrong there. Try that next time you go by. Demisha, nice to have you with us today. Tell us about yourself. What do you hope to do someday?
I want to be a lawyer or a writer and actor.
Oh, wonderful. And that's right, because we were talking that you could actually do a number of things. You don't have to restrict yourself to one thing in life. And in your spare time, what can we find you doing?
Cheering, mostly, or writing.
Very good. Also a creative person. All of you are here because you've been exceptional students, and that's been on display here. Let's get back to our game. We have lots of points to give away. Walker Mill 95, Ernest Just 60. Last correct answer came from Grant. Grant, start us out.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 point. Teams, Eric Kiley was an author who wrote a very famous book about what larva that was very, very hungry. Marlon.
The Hungry Caterpillar.
The Hungry Caterpillar, absolutely right. One of my favorites and favorite of kids everywhere. Good. Red, go.
We'll do Green Things for 25.
Green Things for 25 points. The question is as follows. A new species of this L-initialed plant that looks like moss and is actually a combination of an algae and a fungi, the new species has been named for Barack Obama. What is this L-initialed plant called? All right, for 25 points and a tie. Ernest Just.
Lichen.
Lichens, absolutely right. And we have a tie score, 95 all. Good answer. Go Red. Marlon.
We will do Body Systems for 25.
Body Systems for 25 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, please, for this question, if you would. Teams, this is not a kidney, even though it looks like one. It is an organ found in the very center of your body. It is easily ruptured and contains lots of antibodies to fight off infection. Can you identify for 25 points this organ? Marlon, for 25 points.
Liver.
Not the liver, good try. It's not the kidney. It is an organ in the center of your body, easily ruptured. A powerhouse when it comes to fighting off infection. It houses lots of antibodies. Can you tell me what it is? Walker Mill? What is it?
We don't know.
It's the spleen. It's the spleen. Go again, red.
We'll do science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Look back at the monitor, please. The people in this picture are holding up smoked glasses because they are looking at what celestial phenomenon? Ernest Just?
An eclipse.
An eclipse, absolutely right, because you need to protect your retina because the rays of the sun can easily sear that. Good, red, go.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade, 15 points. Teams, a television show recently about a man who tried to live with lions was appropriately named with what term that expresses a group of lions? Ernest Just?
Pride.
A pride of lions. It was called Pride. It was on the Animal Channel, Animal Planet, rather. Go.
We'll take body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, well, it's not really possible. Moms often say that certain foods like oatmeal can fill you up because they stick to what bones? Walker Mill? Yes, sir. Okay, you rang in. What do you want to tell us? They stick to what bones? Ernest Just? If you eat some food like oatmeal that stays with you a long time, your mom says that food's going to stick to your what?
Ribs.
Ribs, that's it. Good, go.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Multiple choice question. Teams, back in the 17th century in the country of Holland, there was a craze over these flowers that we normally associate with Easter. So crazy was it that some people were killing to get certain bulbs of tulips, daffodils, or hyacinths. Walker Mill?
Tulips.
Tulips, that's right. The tulip craze in Holland. Good comeback. Good. Green, go.
Green things for 15.
Green things, 15 points. Teams, the pitcher plant of Borneo gets more of this N-initialed essential nutrient not from killing insects, but because a certain shrew uses the plant as a toilet and drops its droppings inside of it. Walker Mill?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen it is, that's right. They get nitrogen from shrew poop, if you will. Go green.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Despite what most people believe, this former planet was not named for the Disney dog. Marlon?
Pluto.
Pluto. Now you get Pluto. That's the way to do it. Good. Go.
We'll take science potpourri for 25.
Science potpourri for 25. Before we go there, a check of the score. Ernest Just 130, Walker Mill 120. A very competitive game. This is science potpourri for 25 points. Listen carefully. On television, you see the ads always for this condition called COPD. People who suffer from COPD need bronchodilators in order to breathe better. That tells you, Walker Mill?
Bronchitis.
Not bronchitis. Nope. Ernest Just? Because people with COPD need bronchodilators to breathe more easily, COPD must stand for chronic obstructive what disease? What does the P stand for? Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Pulmonary. That refers to breathing and lungs, like cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Status quo, score still the same. 10-point lead, go red. Marlon?
We'll take green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, Exxon is trying to build a plant to get oil from algae. It seems that algae can produce more oil than sugarcane or these trees that we always associate with the tropics. Marlon?
Banana trees?
Not really. Can you give me more information?
Those trees that have big leaves.
More?
Palm trees?
Palm trees. I knew you had a palm in there somewhere. Good, go. Red.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, the keenest sense of smell in the bird world is found in this flightless New Zealand bird that eats grubs and earthworms. Can you tell me for 20 points the name of that bird? Ernest Just. Yes, sir.
The kiwi?
Yes, indeed. It is the kiwi. We see the kiwi on the lid of shoe polish, kiwi shoe polish, and New Zealanders are known as kiwis. I think you amazed yourself that time. Good. Go, Just.
Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25 points. Listen carefully, both teams, because the score is so close. A skeleton of a lion has been found in Australia recently, and it looked like, just like all of the other mammals in Australia, that it too was what kind of mammal? Ernest Just.
A bear.
Not a bear, no, Walker Mill. This lion skeleton found in Australia, it looked like, according to the people who examined it, that it was just like all the other mammals in Australia. It was what kind of mammal?
Kangaroo.
More information.
Monitoring.
No, a marsupial. A marsupial is what we were looking for. Nice try. Go again, please, Red.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. This inert gas is on gaudy display on the Strip in Las Vegas. Grant.
Neon.
Neon lights. You got that right. Good, go. Walker Mill.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, after she fell recently, people asked Secretary of State Hillary Clinton if she was still going on her trip, and she said, of course. I broke my arm. I didn't break my what L-initialed voice box? Ernest, Just.
Lungs.
Not lungs, no. What is the L-initialed voice box that she didn't break? She broke her arm. Not what?
Larynx.
Her larynx. That's it. Good. Comeback. Good. Go. Yes, sir.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, one of these power units, named for an equine animal, is equal to 550 foot-pounds per second. What animal? Marlon.
Elephant.
Not an elephant. One of these power units is named for an equine animal and is equal to 550 foot-pounds per second. Yes, sir.
Pear.
Horsepower, how we measure the power of an engine. Less than 2 minutes, 170, 155, green advantage yours. Go.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, the Air France plane that fell into the Atlantic Ocean last summer is thought to have been flying too high, so high that what force was not sufficient to keep it aloft? Marlon.
Gravity.
Not gravity, no. Walker Mill, what force was not adequate to keep that Air France plane aloft because it was flying too high?
Lift.
Lift is what I want to hear. Good, go. Green.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Your question is as follows. The George Washington Hospital is the first health facility in this area to have a robot that is named for what famed Italian inventor and artist who painted the Mona Lisa and invented the first helicopter? Ernest Just.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Good, got it. We have one, no. Red, go.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Seems your question. It was in 1610 that this famed Italian astronomer discovered 4 moons of Jupiter that as a group are still named for him.
Galileo.
Galileo is correct, absolutely right. Last question of the game. Dateline science for 25. A score, check at this point. Ernest Just 205, Walker Mill 180. Dateline science for 25. Listen very carefully, teams. Pavlov, the famed Russian scientist, won a Nobel Prize in what field in 1904 for his study of the digestive systems of dogs? He won a Nobel Prize in what field, Marlon?
Physics.
Not physics. Walker Mill, the Russian scientist Pavlov won a Nobel Prize in what field in 1904 for his digestive studies with dogs? Yes, sir.
Chemistry.
Medicine, which means, Ernest Just, you are going to be our champion today. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a minute. Don't go away. Night. And welcome back to Science Bowl. We can still hear the hearts fluttering over there. What a game we had today. Came down to the very last question. Doesn't get any better than this on Science Bowl. A tribute to the true nature of these competitors today. 6 outstanding young people. We're proud of all of you today, what you did. Our final tally today, Ernest Just 205, Walker Mill 180. So Ernest Just, we're going to see you in the next round. Kayla and Marlon and Ashley. And standing back there, cheering them on, Miss Nelson and Dwayne Jackson. I know you're very happy about your team. Let's see some smiles over here. You guys never gave up. Tanisha and Grant and Alexis, what a great game you played. They're very proud principal, Mr. Brown, and he's got his eye on a blue ribbon this year. And standing back there is Mrs. Long, Alexis's mom, and let's not forget the alternate back there from Walker Mill, Isaiah Burrows. Isaiah, nice to have you here. You look like you're really having a good time, and we're glad you're here. We're glad you were here today, too. See you next time on Science Bowl. Bye now.